Um,
But like, so basically, how I want to go about doing this. You were saying that you were doing, you track your stats on TraderView, right?
mhm.
All right. So basically, every single day that you come to the market and you get ready to trade, like when you're done trading, I sent you a picture of an old trade of mine from like 2019 or 20 or wherever it was. But like I basically block in where the trade is, like where my entry is, like, and if it like gets, if I cover up my targets, and I like, but it's more than just a trade because what I want you to start focusing on is like how do you feel, like your emotions they go into like if you have a FOMO trade, like instead of just being like, I had FOMO here, like okay, like are you like can you recognize why you have FOMO or why you didn't stop out and respect your risk? Um, you know, like if it's something good, like obviously like perfect entry, like you don't have to like, there isn't really anything there. It's the negative ones that you kind of need to focus on because I really believe that people have patterns, or at least that's one thing that really helped me out a lot was when I started to recognize my own patterns. And well, actually, and it does kind of go like with the good side too, now that I'm thinking about it, because
Yeah, I was going to say that because it kind of overrides things to help reiterate the good.
well, I get I like I've noticed that if I have like a string of winning trades, I'm like just killing it. I get arrogant, like
Okay, yeah,
or like
it's
if
true
I
too.
have like a monster trade and I make a shit ton of money, like I'll start it'll kick in like a greed side to me, and like then I'll start trading the P&L instead of the setup, and then, like that is like one of the worst things you could possibly do, and which is why I feel like I do things a little bit differently than other people because I personally don't believe that you like people should be rushing to like quit their jobs and trade full time because like it it adds in a whole different level of emotions that I feel like a lot of people is going to take years of kind of dealing with yourself under like normal situations. You don't want to add in like a whole different level of like complexity if you're not even like covering like the base foundational kind of stuff. So like
Right.
me, what I always recommend to everybody is like, dude, if you like, I don't know what your situation is, but like
I'm
if
happy to tell you that in a second when you're
yeah, if you hate your job, if
Mhm.
you like you don't like this or like whatever it is that like I feel like you're trying to like run away from or like get away from, do you just get like figure out a way to get away from that without trading stocks? Because really trading stocks like is one of the most amazing things in the world. Like you can make a ungodly amount of money, but like I really feel like the reason that it has such a small success rate is because most people don't have their shit together. They don't know themselves or like their emotions, and like that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to understand. And it's very difficult for people to wrap their heads around. If they don't have their normal life put together, they're never going to get trading down. And so like
I've been going through all that.
I feel like that's a really, and like a lot of people like I had a conversation with a guy yesterday because he's like everyone that he's been talking to like and that's also why like I'm making my community, I'm still brainstorming ideas, and that's one thing I would really like from like the people I'm working with is like I want like honest feedback so that way I can figure out how to. I am building a business right now, but like I want to do it in a different way. I read this book called I think it's Blue Oceans, and it's saying that like instead of going at the same business the same way of everybody else, if you think just slightly different, like it can be a absolutely amazing business idea. And one thing I absolutely hate about the trading communities is everyone's so freaking greedy, man. Like it's like if the people are just trying to have a good life. If you really believe that you have a skill that you can like improve people's lives, like yeah, everyone needs to make money. I need to make money. I have a family to provide for, and like everyone understands that, but at the same time, it's like I feel like there needs to be a different way of going about it, and how I teach things. I don't know how much of like the classroom material you've went through, but like when you start in the
You
room,
mean
I
with
have like,
Jay's?
huh?
You mean with Jay's stuff?
No, in like my school community, like there's a classroom, like there's like a start here, and I kind of explain how I view there's three pillars of trading. There's the first pillar is the technical pillar, and that's where 90% of people, they only focus on the technical pillar. But like once you understand like simple like support and resistance and like the EMAs and chart patterns, all that kind of stuff, like then it goes into pillar number two, where that's where it gets really difficult, because the second you push a button, you're like, I don't know if you ever heard the book or read the book Trading in the Zone, but you're in it. And I used to be a very high level kickboxer. I was one of the most experienced fighters in the country. And it's like, it really reminds me of like when I used to go fight. Like you could always like have this, oh, dude, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. But the second you're stepping in the ring, you're like, oh shit, dude. Like this is real. Like we're about to go at it. And it's like that emotion, it's like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. For me, the second you push a button and you're in a trade, you just got punched in the face. And like, but how are you going to react? And that takes a lot of experience, because you need to know, and you need to know, like that's why I sent you the form, that you need to know like what are your entries, what's your risk, what are your targets, and that way it's like once you understand that, there's no guessing, because like once you take a trade, if you don't have like it doesn't have to be like super fucking concrete, but like you need to have like a pretty decent idea of like, okay, like for me, like when you start watching through my stuff, like when I do gap and crap, like my risk is I don't do J line rejections, I don't do VWAP projections, like I only trade the golden zone. That's it. If it doesn't hit the golden zone, I don't give a shit. Like it's not worth it to me. I only trade the golden zone, and when I take a trade there, my risk is pre-market high. And
Okay.
that's how I trade it over and over and over and over. And like so, because for me, whenever I used to trade, you know, back when I was in mentoring, if I took a trade and I didn't have like a clear cut like my entry, my risk, my targets, then it allowed me to like second guess myself, like, oh, maybe my stop will be here. And then it hits there, it's like, maybe we'll give it a little bit more. And then
Right.
you give it, and like the next thing you know, like
Guilty.
dude, you took a way bigger loss than you need to. And it like that's one of the biggest things, is making sure that like you have like, if you don't have like a hotkey, like if you're not with like Cobra Trading, where like you can do like the ultimate hotkey or whatever, like having an idea. Like I used to have a thing wrote out like where I knew exactly, like say my risk was going to be 20 cents. I knew roughly exactly how many shares I can take with a 20-cent risk, or a 10-cent risk, or like if I got into a stuff and I'm like, all right, that's like a 5-cent risk, like I could go like balls in, because it's like I'm really gonna stop myself out. But like it gets you so that like each trade is say $100 risk, or whatever your starting risk is. But like that way, it's not like if you look at your charts, you don't want to have like a $100 loss and then a $400 loss, and then $120 loss and then a $450 loss. It's like, dude, like it's not rocket science. Like stop doing the $400 losses. Like if you can like regulate that, and like every trade, it's like, okay, I'm either
I'm
right.
guilty of that, bro. I am.
Well, everybody is.
Yeah, most.
Like, but that's the thing though, is
I'm
like I can see it on your face. It's like you like every single person gets like they, I don't know, like they think that it's like some, like what you're going through is like unique. Everybody that's traded is
No, I
going
know.
through the same exact
You
shit.
look at my stats and they're going to show you that I have an overall like roughly 70 so percent winning rate, right? But it doesn't matter because still take those big losers. And then there was a few times where earlier in the year where I didn't even have that max broker thing on and screwed up the account, right? So now I just keep it low until I'm really comfortable in a rhythm where I'm respecting things, and then things can go from there, right?
So like one thing that's gonna be a little bit different about like my room is like like I do have a Discord like that like a very like select few people that I allow into the Discord. We have like literally like 8 people or 6 people, something like that. I
Okay.
don't have like a lot of stuff, but like one thing like I never really like to talk about is like money because for me, well, it like I feel like a lot of people are gonna like have the same kind of like problems that I had. Like whenever like one of my biggest issues when I first started was seeing all these guys just crush it and
Right.
I'm like over here, I'm like, I'm making like nothing compared to these guys. And like I would always compare myself to other people. And
Yeah.
it really screwed me up. And like it was a very, very difficult thing. And then one day I was just like, just get out of the Discord rooms. And so like then I did. And dude, it was like heaven. It was just like, oh, this is amazing. Like I don't have all these but and like the other problem is like, dude, most of these guys are full of shit, dude.
Right.
Like
You just
is
don't know sometimes.
yeah, you like and you don't know, and like what you're saying, like on your max loss, dude. I like one of my worst trades ever. I remember I can't remember what the stock was, but I was screwing around with like different like I was in mentoring and I was trying to find my style. And it was like I think it's right at the very beginning of COVID when everybody got their stimulant checks or whatever the
Yep.
hell.
Yep.
And the stocks are going crazy. Well, I never longed ever. Like I was like 100% short seller. And but the stocks are going crazy, and so I started longing stocks, and like I started longing like with real money, which is the dumbest thing ever. But like dude, I was making a ungodly amount of money. I was up like I don't know, like $800 on these longs, and like I like that was my problem, dude. Like I get so confident so quickly. That I was just like, dude, like. I got greedy and I started adding bigger size because I don't have to go locate anything. I just hit a button, add more share size. Well, it got to a point, dude, this thing dropped like $1 in like 10 seconds. And I was like, oh my God. And I hit my P&L and like I was like, oh, I took a decent sized loss, but I was up so much that I was like, oh, like I didn't calculate in how many shares I was actually, dude, I was probably in like 3,000 shares. Like, and I was just like, dude,
Sure.
when this thing tanked, dude, I was like in my max loss, like I can't remember it was like one of the days that like Cobra they switched their firm or whatever the hell, and they sent out an email saying that you needed to redo your max loss, and I was just like, I don't need to do that. Like I had experience. I got self control, dude. Like when I uncovered that, I was like negative like 1,500, and I remember it was easy to borrow stock, and I was just like, holy shit, dude. I was like, I'm down like 5R. Like I was like,
Oh,
I was
dude, I
like,
mean,
or
I've done worse, I hate to say.
not 5R, but five max losses. I was like,
Yeah,
holy shit, dude! I just lost $1,500 in like a minute, and like,
sure.
dude, but like that's where I got crazy, dude. Like I lost control and it went up, dude. And I literally shorted this thing with like 100% buying power. I threw every dollar I had onto this one trade and it fucking worked. And it ended up being the biggest trade of my entire career. And like I not only made back the $1,500, but I ended the day up like $1,800 or something like that. And I was just like, I thought I was like walking on fucking water. And it was the worst thing in the fucking world because I did something absolutely horrible, absolutely reckless, and I made money. And it was, dude, it literally, like, that one moment set me on like a path of just like self-destruction for like the next like 2 or 3 months. I remember Jay yelling at me like nonstop every day, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I was just like, I don't even know, dude. But it like
Yeah.
is
I
it was
mean,
just
listen, full transparency, I've been there and maybe even worse. And that's, that's why I'm I keep the max loss small, but yet I still do struggle with like, respecting the risk at times, right? So it's okay. It's like at least I'm not risking a ton, but there's still the underlying thing is still there. So that's what I'm mainly working on. But like you've said, having clear entries and exits is certainly going to be helpful.
yeah,
Uh
for sure. And only like in my personal opinion, like, do just leave gap and extensions alone. Like, it just trade
yeah.
gap and crap. If it's there, cool. Like, take an entry. Like, that's one thing I want to ask you. Like, so like obviously like you have a full-time job.
No, I
Like,
was going to tell you about that in a second too.
oh, you don't have a full-time job?
So until I don't know, it's somewhere within a year. So I still go help them out from time to time to get some cash, but like, I was a welder and a furniture maker. I'm very grateful. I've got a lot of support from my wife, who I live with. Got a wife, 2 dogs, and um, so sure, maybe without that, it would be a completely different story. However, um, things have kind of already happened, and could I get another full-time job? Yes, but at the time being, the goal is to make trading work. So I know it's like maybe I was a little ahead of myself, but I was trading part-time with the job. And then I had, it's a little similar where you get on you make some quote good moves, maybe you can get
Yeah.
rewarded for some bad behavior. And then you're like, oh yeah, I got this. And then you get slammed, right? So it's like right now, I mean, I had for June was probably the best month I've had. We're not talking about crazy bread, but we're just talking about more consistency, feeling better about things, and some level, not even giving myself enough credit for it, right? Because there's that's something that I need to
I was gonna say
do.
you
It's
seem
like,
like you're hard on yourself. Like, I like just from
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
I've been
like
told
10
that.
minute
It's like,
call.
just don't like minimize your achievements. I've been told that very
Yeah.
recently. And because then you're just like you get comfortable like in a place of not being in success. Because like for example, when I'm in this furniture shop or when I'm doing beautiful work, I'm making nice things, but like the money is never amazing, right? So it's like even with a wife, when you're contributing, even though she's contributing more, it's like your paycheck feels like it's gone even before it really went right when you get it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can all relate to that, maybe not, but like
I
it's
feel
like
like
this,
everybody can relate to that. Like,
what's
everybody
that?
I talk to people.
Yeah,
I have a call right after this. Like, talking to people all day, every day, and
yeah,
everyone has the same shit.
yeah, many. Unless and the ones that are the best are the ones that have really good jobs that can really take their time with trading and not less likely to have that pressure, like you said. But the fact is, I kind of am where I am, and it's like it's kind of hard for me, and especially with the fact that this time of year. I mean, I'm sure it's hot as hell down there too, but like
Oh yeah.
going into that shop right now, bro, is have I done it? Could I do it? Sure, but it's hotter inside than it is outside. Like there's
It's
the
the
temp.
same thing. Same thing.
Crazy.
My work. I work in a warehouse, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a fucking sauna in there.
Exactly, bro. I really. So I'm coming out with migraines, just like, I'm like drinking tons of electrolytes, trying to stay hydrated. But it's like, I don't know. I'm a lean guy, but it's also I have a fast metabolism, but I feel like I just get nailed with processing things too fast. So I'm like getting headaches. But anyway, um, So I'm here. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm doing the trading. I know I have it. I know I have it in me, and I'm gonna accomplish this. It's just what I love about your openness to working with me is like it does give me someone to also be accountable, because it's like when you're used to having, I was just saying this to someone else, it's like when you're used to having a boss and then you go off and trade, again, not a unique situation, but it's so easy to throw the rules to the side when you don't have someone to be accountable, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the hardest thing is like expect like yeah, like if you don't have somebody to hold you accountable or like somebody that like that, but that's also where it's difficult because like yeah, I'll hold you accountable, but at the end of the day, like you're the only person sitting at the desk and you can in the back of your head you can be like, dude, Adam's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like this isn't your setup, but like it's up to you to not trade that. And like the reason like I'm not I'm not here to tell you how to do things at all. Like you like I really truly believe that everybody has to do whatever whatever fits their circumstances and their life. And so like, you know, for me, for instance, like how I've went about doing things, like I might explain all that stuff to you and you might be like, dude, like, nah, I can never do that. But like
Mhm.
it's not for you, it's for me. And so like how you're doing things, like as long as you and your wife are on the same page and everything's going good, then I mean, okay. But like for
Right.
me, like how I looked at it was when I went full-time trading, I I mean my wife was covering all the bills, like and like she wasn't my wife at the time though. Like I bought a house and I needed to find a way to like cover stuff, and so I rented out to the rooms, and that's how I met my wife. The lady that I rented the two rooms to and her two kids, I ended up getting married to her because
Oh,
like
wow.
she was fucking fantastic. But like really, she paid for the mortgage and everything. Like, dude, I didn't have to do shit. Like I was literally I had like a nice ass house down in Florida. I had a pool, a hot tub. I would go sit outside. I had like a computer. I had a like my setup was outside, like right next to the pool. I had this hot tub that like had like a waterfall effect that went into the pool. It was the most relaxing shit in the world, dude. I was just outside trading stocks every single day, and it was fucking amazing. And
Right.
then one day I was just like, I don't know. I saw her come home and like she just looked like she was like, gonna fucking die, and I was just like, uh, I can't, I can't do this. And so like that was the very beginning. Like I started off with a part-time job, and then I did get a full-time job, but like I was trading stocks at the same time. But then like that's where it got really difficult to like manage everything. And then you know when it was time to like you know, the whole idea was like I was like even back then, dude, I was trading wrong. This was only 2 years ago, and I was trading the P and L. And dude, it doesn't fucking work. It does not work. I don't care who says whatever. You can't trade the P and L. It doesn't ever work. And like the second you start doing that kind of stuff, or you put pressure on yourself, or whatever, it just backfires. And I like we got ourselves into a little bit of debt, and then uh we had to come up with like a shit ton of money for the immigration process because my wife's from Colombia.
Right. You
And
mentioned that.
so my daughter like we like she was getting ready to turn 21, and if we couldn't come up with the money to do that, like she'd be on her own immigration process, and like dude, that could have taken like years, or depending on like you know what goes on with all this immigration shit, like she could get like kicked the fuck out. And I was just like, oh my god, dude. I was like, so I liquidated my trading account. I had a $30,000 trading account. I covered all of our debt. I paid for the whole immigration process. And then my old boss back in Kentucky was like, hey man, if I give you like $7 an hour raise, would you move back up here? And he did this like completely just fuck around with me. And I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll come back. And he's just like, oh shit. Oh, okay. So dude, I like honestly, I made more money from real estate than I ever have from trading stocks. Like I literally lived down in Florida for not even 2 years, and like dude, I made like $20,000 on my house, and I was just like, dude, I came up to Kentucky, and it's so fucking cheap living here. But like, but anyways, like,
Wish I could say the same about where I'm at.
oh, dude, like you're in Jersey City, right? Is that what you said?
It's basically like New York City prices.
Yeah, dude, like,
Add less, but not
just
really.
insane, dude. No, but like, you know, it also took me a little while because like in my mind, I had this idea that I was going to come back to Kentucky and just start trading. And
Right.
dude, I tried forcing it and it just didn't fucking work. And like right now, I work full time. And but like I have a setup to where I just got this in yesterday, but I have this little like portable monitor that goes with my laptop. How I trade at work. This might sound absolutely insane to you, but like, dude, I have a B class CDL, and so I'll go deliver like whatever shit we got to go do. I manage a warehouse, make sure like the orders are all good and like trucks are ordered and stuff. But like I'll literally stop at the job site and I will sit there in the AC. I got a laptop, I got a mobile hotspot, and I got that thing plugged in, and I just sit there and chill. And like I used to trade off, I used to have Bookmap, I used to do the whole Sierra charts, footprints, like I had all this shit, and then like I started reading this book, and it's volume price analysis, and dude, like really, like it just made something in my head click, and it's like I don't need anything except for a chart and volume. That's literally all I give a shit about. I don't care about anything else. And like, but like if if I told like, some of my friends I used to first start trading with, I used to have like four giant monitors, and like I could not trade without every single thing like on there. But like now, dude, like I just trade off of a fucking laptop and a mobile hotspot. And like I have a full-time job, and like for me, it's like that's the most amazing thing in the world because I literally don't need anything. Like I've been talking to this guy that I've been working with, and like he's been losing his shit because he hasn't really had anything like proper to trade, and like there's been like a couple of trades in like the last month. And
Really?
and he's just like, dude, like I'm just he's selective on stuff, and he's just like he's freaking out because like he's trading full time, and I'm just like, dude, just go get a fucking part-time job, dude. Like something just to like whatever the money like that comfort zone that you can find like a little bit of comfort, like just go and fucking do that. And just
Yeah.
like take all
I'm
the pressure
surprised though,
off.
because I feel like even I mean, I don't know what his setups are, but it seems like there's been whether you're red or green,
Well,
there's been opportunity.
he doesn't like most of the stuff that's been popping is like microfloats, and so like he doesn't like to trade microfloats. Like most of the stuff is like under 5 million float, and like when and I do explain to him like he's also not trying to play gap and extensions either, and so like since most of these things have been like sub 5 million float, and they mostly turn into gap and extensions. He hasn't been like trading very much, or like the best plays, in my opinion, have been in like pre-market.
Yeah.
And so like that's another thing is like he doesn't trust himself with uh covering at his stop. And so I'm like, okay, well, don't trade pre-market because that's gonna kill you. Like, so
Yeah.
like those little things, he's been having a hard time with. But like it's also crazy because he's trading with too big a size, I feel like, and like you need to find where like you want to be able to like detach from the trade. Like if you losing $100 on a trade does absolutely nothing to you, perfect. Like risk $100 on the trade. And like if you trade correctly, okay, say you make 3R, okay, you made $300. I mean, $300 is plenty of money. If you can consistently make $300, like that's good money. And like I said, like like with me, like I have a full-time job that pays for all my bills, dude. I literally don't need to take a trade ever. I'm not forced to do shit. And so I just sit back and I'm like, I personally, I will trade micro floats, but like I need it to do a certain thing for me to trade it. I'm not gonna just like jump in on this shit. And like for me, I only trade the very, very top. Like I like when you start going through my material, like you'll see me where I explain there's a ceiling and a floor. Like I hate J lines and I hate VWAP because 90% of the time that shit's like on the lower half of like the ceiling and the floor. I don't want to be shorting like in between like the middle, like no man's land. Like no, it's like even if I am correct, for me, it's not even worth my mental energy. Like so for me, like the only way I'm going to trade it is if it's at the very towards the very, very top. And that's
Right.
it. And so for me, like I have certain ways of going about doing my trades and but like at the same time, I got like 6 years worth of experience. I've seen a lot of different shit and like I can start seeing something. I'm like, dude, that's finding a floor too early. It's starting to curl, like it's about to squeeze out and like I'll get out before I take a loss. And some people that don't have enough experience to see that or they get stubborn or whatever, like they have a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. I got smoked on Nexi last week, I think, because of that.
Yeah.
Squeezed up in like the late morning or early afternoon on, I don't know, basically no news, but it was didn't wait till the backside.
But like I mean that's
There
the
you go.
thing though, dude. Like you're trading small caps. Like to be completely honest with you, like nobody in the world gives a fuck about the news in small caps. Like especially like on these micro floats, dude. Like if you really think about it, like if there's 3 million shares and the stock's trading at $3, what? Like you need $9 million to be able to buy up every single share. Like to me and you, that might sound like a lot of money, but like
Oh yeah, no, somebody can
in the
control the whole
grand
float if they
scheme of
want.
things, dude, like all you need is some rich dickhead to just ruin your day.
Sure.
Like,
But no, regardless of the news, I didn't wait for the backside. That was my problem.
yeah.
So I went over that. But anyway, I was going to mention, I didn't because you told me to hold off on the uh like I had the membership pending, and then you said hold off, and we'd figure it out. But the education part I don't have access to that you mentioned, the three pillars and stuff. But
Um,
so let me know.
yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like I got this guy that's like helped me out and he's working for me. And so like he keeps track of all that kind of stuff. So like I never even get on to like look at like who's pending or any of that kind of stuff. And so I didn't even look at any of that stuff.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
was pending, and then you said, "Oh, we'll hold off, and we'll do it."
I had to change because I don't have how school works is for every room you have costs X amount of money per month. And so like how I'm doing like everything is I want this to be absolutely free. Like I said at the very beginning, like people only need to learn technical analysis. And like what I really believe is if you're just trying to start out and you have no idea if trading is even going to be good for you, like why in the hell would you be paying money? Like you might get into this and like study for 3 or 4 months and realize like, dude, I this doesn't fit my personality. And for me, like I don't want to just take money from people that most of the people I talk to, they're struggling. They're trying to better their lives. And for me, like honestly, that's like one of the biggest things like I hate most stock trading teachers is because they just hold their hand out. Give me money, give me money, give me money. It's like, dude, like don't be a piece of shit, man. Like just give back. Like what were you like when you first started trading? Like for the first 2 years, I didn't know shit. I
Yeah.
spent, dude, probably thousands of dollars on education that was just shit. And even if you do decide that you like trading, I might not be the right guy for you. And so for me, I'm like, I want to have a free community where if you really don't have any money, that you can get everything you absolutely need for free. And I have like how school works is the more you engage with the community, you level up. And when you start leveling up, then you start unlocking new courses, or like you can get like I can make basically like prizes for people. Like, all right, hey, you got a free 1 hour call with me, or like I can upgrade you into the paid community for a month or two, or whatever it is. But like I want to have this as a free community, and while I'm building it up, like that's kind of what I plan on doing. But with people that I feel like need more of like a mentoring program, like that's going to be like my more of my high ticket kind of thing. And so like my structure that I'm trying to figure out, which is what I'd like feedback from you, the guys I'm actually working with, is I want to have this be a free community, but then I want to have a paid community where like say it's like $100 a month or something like that. And but then I have a mentoring program. Like Jay does, I think mentoring for like $8,000 a month or something like, or a year program. And like that to me is just insane. And so like I don't want to do that. I want to build something up to where I don't know, like I give something back for like cheaper, but like I want to do that into like the paid community. And so since I'm not starting the paid community right now, I want to build my free community up, make it like where it's fucking awesome. Like people are getting a lot of really good value. Like it has to be free, but like whenever I have people like you that I want to actually like work like more of like a one-on-one basis, I have to go in, I have to change the pricing on the thing so that like when you guys hop in, they're like I have to change the thing to like $5 a month, and then you hop in, and then you're a part of the group, and like then I have to get with you and figure out like okay, like what's your schedule like? Like when would you be willing to, or when would you be able to have conversations with me and like kind of like have a call like this, be like, hey, like if you track your stats, like every week, like send me like all of your stats for the week. Then at the end of the month, like send me all the stats over the month. Like the images of like your P&L each day, like your calendar thing. You're in TraderView, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and so like send me like the last thing, and that way we can go with it and start seeing like okay, like work on this, or like do like why is your loss so much bigger on this day? Like, did you track it? Like, did you write down in your journal, like, like your emotions? Like, did you sleep good last night? Are you working out? Are you eating good? Like, did you drink too much beer? Or like, like whatever throws you off, or like, like your things that are holding you back. And that way I can help guide you. And so for me, I have a few guys that I'm working with, and what I'm trying to do is, you know, with the like the one-on-one stuff is I just want feedback. And like, hey, like is like, are you finding like the results you want with me? Like, is there something else that I could add in? Like, do you have a different idea of like how I can make this more valuable to you? And that's kind of where I'm going because
So the idea with your free community now is build good value on your end as well, so that you're going to get good feedback, good reviews, so that that it has the potential to turn something else as well.
oh, absolutely, yeah, and like, but like some of the guys that are in here, for instance, like I mean, they're brand new. Like one guy, I literally helped him last week. He didn't even know how to set up like Thinkorswim. Like he's never taken a trade ever. And so for me, I'm like, why would I charge money for that dude when he doesn't even know how to read a chart or like volume or any of that kind of stuff. So like for me, I'm like, dude, I got videos in the classroom. You don't need to be trading. Like, don't be funding an account. Don't be doing anything stupid. Like, go in the classroom and watch all the videos.
Right.
Like
So they
when
can
you're
learn
done,
the strategy and trade in the sim,
exactly. Like I said, the technical pillar.
which I should have done myself.
But that's what I'm saying. That like that's what everybody should do. But like
Sure.
at the same time, like what I want to be different than everybody else is like at the very beginning, I had some dickhead like take my money and not give me like any valuable information at all. Like most of the stuff that I soaked up at the very beginning of my career was absolute bullshit. And
Right.
so for me, I'm like, I want to give good like dude, I like how long does it take me to make a freaking a video? Like if you go to my classroom, like I got uh
Well, what
I
should I do
have
with that?
I have a
Should I
I have a
reapply to the thing or no?
yeah, yeah. I just got on and I switched it, and so it like it'll be good for you to get on. But
So
like
just
for
hit
instance,
join group again?
yeah,
Okay.
and then like for instance, I have like my three setups that make I'm saying if you do it correctly and you follow my process, like you should be making $5,000 a month. It's a 15-minute long video. I talk about three pillars of trading. That's a 6-minute video. Another 6-minute video, 18-minute video. Like, so within an hour, you can get through all of the start here shit. And then, in the beginner course, like, the basics of setting up like think or swim. I did a mastermind. I explained like how to do on-demand features. Like, that's like 3 hours. So like really in my head, if somebody doesn't have the time to put in like say 5 hours worth of work, like in my mind, you're never going to make it in trading. So why in the hell am I going to like have you like have I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I want good quality people in my community. If you can't put in the work, then like I don't even want you in my paid community. I want to keep them all in the free community, and it's like, dude, it's all free. It's like how I said. I don't think I said this to you, but like I said to the last guy I talked to, but like my uncle always says, like you can take a horse to a watering trough, but you can't force him to drink. I feel like what I'm doing here is I'm presenting you with the watering trough. Hey, there you go, dude. Like, do you want to like actually get in like into trading and understand the structure of it? Cool. Here's all these videos. I recorded like 4 hours worth of stuff. There's all the material that you need to start making money because this is exactly what I use to make money. This is what I started to do to make money. Do that. Once and on every single person, I can go in here and I can see how many of my courses have you went through? How like have you went through all the courses? And so if for me, like if I have somebody like, hey, like can I join your paid community? The first thing I'm gonna have the guy that's helped me do is like, hey, this guy wants to join. Like, do you mind checking his profile? Like how much of my material has he went through? Oh, he hasn't went through anything. Then I messaged the guy back, hey man, I'm sorry. Like invest in yourself before like I start giving you more because in the paid community, I don't want to do like what Jay does, like in the Discord. Like for me, like I like Jay. He's a great dude, but like I would fucking kill myself if I was Jay because he's like a slave to his trading community. Like he's literally there from like 5 o'clock in the morning until like 5 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, that's not what I want to do at all. And so I want to have like a community where it's like, all right, like
Got to
when
be
we
on the
meet up,
smaller side then.
huh?
It's got to be on the smaller side because
Oh, exactly.
even if you don't have that, your day can just get eaten up so quick as you know.
Yeah, because yeah, I'm gonna start getting like a bunch of messages and all. Like, yeah, exactly. And like, but that's what I mean is like, I feel like where people go wrong in the trading communities is like they make it way too big, because I can't like I have so many conversations every single day. I can't remember if I told you this or who I was talking to, but when I was in Jay's mentoring program, I was the only one that was actually profitable. There was like 30 of us. And like really the God's honest truth is I feel like the only reason I was profitable is because I'm kind of an asshole. And like if I send you like I paid Jay $5,000, right? And so when I was having a hard time and like I'd message him and he wouldn't message me back, like I didn't just like, oh, okay, like I'll just sit back. I was like, I literally would write him and be like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, can I get some help? Or like, are you gonna answer me? I just paid you $5,000. Like $5,000 might not be a lot of money to you, but like for me back then, dude, that's all the money I had. And I'm like, hey, dude, like either give me my $5,000 back or fucking answer my questions. And he did, dude. Like he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And like I was very demanding. I was like, dude, don't be a fucking dick, man. But like the other 30 guys, they didn't do shit. None of like, dude, they would complain all day, every day. And like I literally have screenshots of this shit where I'm like, dude, just message him. Be like, hey man, I paid you $5,000. Like, answer my fucking questions. Like, and like they would never do it. And they just lost money. And like they never got like, dude, like at the very beginning when you join mentoring, Jay makes you, no matter how skilled you are or whatever, you have to go paper trade. You paper trade for however long you have to like prove that you can follow the strategies and you know what the hell you're doing. Dude, some of the guys that like I was in there, like Jay never gave them the green light to even get out of paper trading. And for me, that's fucking insane. Like you just paid $5,000 and you're not even like skilled enough to get out of paper trading, why are you taking $5,000 from somebody that has no idea what they're doing? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like,
Right. I mean, there is some element that's got to be left up to the individual. How much
yeah, exactly. But that's
anybody can
why,
pay anybody amount of money, but if they don't do the work, then you know.
exactly. But like what that's why I'm trying to say, like with this, like that's my idea of like, hey, dude, like dude, I want to be able to sleep at night. Like, and for me, I can't do that shit. Like, I couldn't be like there's like I said, there was a guy that I was helping out last week set up Thinkorswim. I could not sleep at night if I was like, hey dude, you want help? I can sell you this amazing dream or whatever, and it's $5,000 a month. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Me personally, I couldn't do it. And so for me,
Right.
I'm like, nah, dude, just join the free community, knock yourself out. There's a bunch of shit in there. And I messaged him and stuff, and like I'm like, he has watched some of my stuff, but like he hasn't got on and like watched the charts or like tracked anything yet. And so if like for me, like, okay, like like it's what you said, like either he does the work or he doesn't. But like
Right.
it's free. Like, okay,
So I
like
just joined the $5 one, which is
cool.
which is obviously not a lot of money. Grateful for that. And
Yeah,
just to be fully transparent, it's not gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna go through the material, but it won't be like right away, instant. Because as you know, I do know. I mean, there's still more for me. I'll be very honest. There's still more for me to even watch with Jays, right?
yeah,
I know the basics, and I'm down to the point where it's like getting my mindset and following my rules, not overreaching, right? Like so one of my problems, for example, is like, I have like the basic set of rules, and then I've had too easy a time just saying, all right, let me just try this anyway this time, right? And then most of the time you get slammed in the face because you know, even if there's sure there's times you get away with it or you make a smaller profit or something, and then you try it again and you get slammed. I'm like, oh, not too much small caps right now. Let me just trade Nvidia.
yeah.
Tanking.
So
I jump in and then it fucking shoots right back up and I'm done, So
so
I'm
so first off, like
so I can't do that anymore, really.
I don't like like that. That's also why like I'm charging like I have three guys I'm doing like my mentoring program with. I
Okay.
give zero fucks if you watch any of my classroom stuff at all. Like don't I really to be completely honest, don't care. What I care about is you send me your charts, you send me your stats, and us doing these. That's why like yeah, it's only $5 a month because I don't like I'm still learning how to be a coach. Like I've helped mentoring people out, but like it's I feel like that it puts a whole different pressure on it when you're like it's one thing like just throwing shit out there, but like when you're really trying to get like a result, it's different. And so like I don't feel comfortable. Like I said, I have to sleep at night. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable charging you like say $100 a month to work with me, because for me, God's honest truth, like I'm gonna start off doing like what I think will help you, but that it's gonna adapt. And so until like how I look at it is until I know exactly like how to how to get the results that I want and you want, I can't be charging money. But like, and so for me, I want to, I don't know, like I would say probably, like honestly, probably about like 6 months, or at least until the end of the year. Like I want to see, okay, can I turn your trading around? Can I turn the other guy's trading around? And like really give value to people and truly, truly help. And for me, the way I look at that is people like to do good shit, right? So if I do something for you for damn near free, I would imagine that if I help you find results, that I'm going to get one hell of a badass testimonial. Okay, well, for me, that's cool because I'm trying to build this community up
Of course, bro.
where to where I can, okay, like yeah, like I don't mind my job. I have no problem. But like would I rather do this every day? Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
of
This is
course.
way cool. So like what I want to do is I want to build this community up to where I can do this full time. And that's my dream. And so for me, the way you have to go about doing it is you have to lay a really good foundation. And the best way to do that is, or at least in my mind, is this. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And like I don't want to have a bunch of people that I'm working with. I want like a very, very small group, because for me, that's where really all these mentors fuck up. Like I really feel like Jay is a really good coach. Jay is a really good, he's a really fucking good dude. Jay's problem is that Jay, like, he bites off way more than he can chew, like way fucking more than he can chew. And that it waters down his product. And that's my honest opinion. But
Sure.
like
Hey, at least
it
he offers the mentorship. Some of these guys don't. You just buy the course and then you're on your own, you know?
well
You might
exactly.
have to talk to their administrator to even get an answer back by an email
But that's what I
or
mean.
your
Like,
trading.
and the reason that my opinion is that is because when I was in the mentoring group with all those guys, like I said, I'm the only one that like when I'd ask him, like we were supposed to get a call every single month. Dude, there were some people that like hadn't had a call in like 2 or 3 months. Why? Because they never messaged Jay and were like, "Hey man, like let's schedule this call." And like I said, he had so much shit going on. They're like, dude, like yeah, of course, if you have like 50 fucking like mentoring students, dude, that's a lot of shit to keep track of. I'm not an organized guy. I'll be 100% honest. And so like for me, dude, I would have a freaking panic attack if I had 50 people that I had to keep track of. Like I couldn't do
Oh
it.
yeah, I couldn't
And
imagine.
like I'm not
You
saying
get up at 4 a.m.
I'm not
4 a.m.
bashing
Philly time,
Jay.
right?
I'm not bashing Jay at all, because like dude, like I was
No,
in
you're doing some
mentor
good things.
I was in mentoring like 4 years ago, dude. I still
Okay. 4
message
years
Jay.
ago.
We still talk all the time. And like and really like me and Jay might actually be doing like something together on school. Like I talked to him, I pitched him my idea of like what I want to do. And I'm like, dude, like my idea of like what you're doing right now is I told Jay, I was like, I really like with school, like you can win the school games and you get flown out to Vegas to be a part of like the school games where you meet Alex Ramosi and Sam Ovens and like these guys that have built businesses that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, they have a cap out on you can only charge $1,000. And so I told Jay, I was like, dude, like, what if I mentored, say, like 30 people, and like we charge $1,000 and we got them in, we'd win the school games, you and I get flown out to Vegas, and then me and you together mentor like 30 dudes and like just crush it. Because like for me, like if I could do this full time, dude, I would have no problem like doing like 8 of these a day.
Yeah,
Like
you can get there, of course.
But like,
And
but
ultimately
that's what I mean is like,
you can charge, what you find fit, and it'll be valuable as you'll grow as a mentor, and you'll watch your students grow.
exactly. But like,
I get a good feeling. I get some confidence in you.
where I change though is like for instance, like Jay doesn't have any help. What I'm thinking of is like, how cool would that be if not only do I build these guys up into profitable traders, but like, and I'm not saying like I don't know if this would ever like float your boat or like any of the other guys I'm working with, but like, how cool would that be if like the guys that I'm working with, what if they became like some of the next coaches? Okay, hey, like here's four guys that like you're in charge of. Like you know my style, you know my setups, you know how to do all this stuff. Like work with these four guys, or
Yeah, I mean, I
and
would definitely
you
like to
start
give back
building.
more at some level, no matter what.
Yeah, you start building like a real thriving community. And for me, like that, like I said, like that book, Blue Oceans, like really I believe that trading communities are great because every single person that I've met in like actual life that is like super successful, has a lot of money, they tell me the same fucking thing over and over and over. If you want to make a lot of money, like the only ways to do that is either you start up your own business, you do something in the stock market, or you do something in real estate. That's it. And so for me, the way that my brain looks at that is okay, well, like I could absolutely open up a kickboxing gym. Like I said, I'm literally one of the most experienced fighters in the entire country. The problem with that is I have a big overhead. I like I have to go rent a space. I have fucking AC bills. I have water bills. I have to deck it all out. I have to like, dude, like, so I'm gonna go like $100,000 in debt just to
Yeah,
start.
it's
No,
endless.
or I could do this. What's my
I
overhead?
wanted to be
Yeah,
an
like,
individual furniture maker and make some beautiful stuff, but it's
yeah,
just like an endless stress too. The
or
markets aren't stressful, but you
yeah,
get it. I get it. Yeah.
or I do something like this that I've already thrown like 5 or 6 years into. I can teach people, and I don't know, it adds a lot of value. And like one thing I really believe in that I'm really strong into is like I used to study like Dr. Dispenza's like meditations, all this stuff, and like he really believes that if you put good energy out there, good energy comes back to you. And so
Right.
for me, like when I start doing all this kind of stuff, I'm like, dude, like really I want to help people because like if I put like a lot of really good energy out there, it's gonna come right back to me. And so like for me, like that's like the most important thing is like finding like well like what I'm doing with you is I'm well you and the other like like I said I'm working with two other guys. I'm just trying to help as much as I possibly can. And like when I can start doing that and like I can not only show results, then I have, you guys like are, I don't know, like adding a lot of value to my community. Dude, like it just keeps going, like
So
there's
I guess
no,
it's a fair assumption that like Jay didn't mind you posting a thing in the lounge and offering to work with people here.
no, I asked him because, well, like, no, no, at the very, well, I don't think he knows like his mentoring students are like actually working with me, but at the same time, like it's like a win-win because like he gets to have like better they have better results and like I see him posting like all this my student just had like a record day like but in the back of my head I'm like that's my guy that I'm like that I'm working with and I like like we have like conversations and stuff and it's just like yeah I mean, it's whatever it's a win-win so whatever like I'm not here to like stomp on Jay's toes or like or anything like that. It's just
No,
I don't know,
no.
and like
You can see the
like
post, so I mean, if he had a problem with it, he would have
well,
said,
and if you go back and look at the posts, every single one of them he puts a thumbs up on, like he likes it because like
right.
I did talk to Jay at the very beginning because when I got into this, I didn't get into this to try to teach traders how to trade stocks. I got into this because I want to teach traders how to deal with their mindset. And I asked Jay if like he would want to do something along those lines. And well, we're supposed to get back together because I have a podcast too that Jay's supposed to be a guest on my podcast. And I like, who knows, dude? Like I said, like Jay was supposed to hit me up this weekend and he hasn't messaged me, but like I said, that's half of Jay's problem is like honestly, like he's just spread thin, dude. And like, you know, he's got a brand new baby and stuff, and it's like, dude, like
Maybe 4
he's
a.m.
got
gym time.
dude, no shit. Like that dude is just jacked.
4
But like,
4 a.m. Italy gym time. Oh my God.
but like,
And
dude,
then
like, but
pre-market.
that's what I mean though, is like, I don't know, Jay's my friend. Like I'm not gonna do anything to like try to fuck the dude over. And if
Yeah,
Jay ever if he ever told me like he didn't want me to post in the thing, like I wouldn't.
right,
And
of
so
course.
and like that's one thing that's really good about me that like I know that Jay knows about me is like I'm very transparent, dude. Like if you ask me anything, I'm just gonna tell you the God's honest truth because for me, like what my belief system is, the only way that you can get mad at me is if I lie to you. And
Sure.
so like as long as I tell you the God's honest truth, like if you get mad at me, like honestly, that's your problem. It ain't my problem. Like as long as I'm being honest, that it is what it is, you know? And so like that like if Jay asked me like, you know, are you working with any of my students? I'd be like, yeah, because like it's the same thing as like the other mentoring students. Like when I was in mentoring, I told Jay all that kind of stuff, and I gave him advice back then too. I was like, "Hey, dude, like these guys are all complaining that they don't have like enough free time. Like they didn't message him, but I did. I messaged him for them, and he's just like, you know, like I don't know what they want. Like, you know, I was just like, I told them to message you just like I do, and like, dude, Jay, like before I even got into mentoring, like one thing I'll never forget, like I first started in Jay's room, and I'm a very vocal dude. I have no problem like just throwing shit out there. Dude, Jay got on a Zoom call with me with his mom before I ever even got into mentoring. And I was like, hey dude, I was like, I honestly I don't understand your shit. Like I don't get what the fuck J lines are or like whatever. And he's like, I have a little bit of free time. I'll never forget it. It was like at the very beginning of 2019. And I was just like, what do you mean you're free? And like he sent me a Zoom link, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, he wants to get on Zoom. And so I click on it, it's like it's literally him and his mom. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm nobody. And like this guy just got on here and just started helping me. And like for me, like that taught me one thing is if like you really try to help people, like they remember that shit. And so like that's one thing that like I took from Jay that I learned from Jay that I'm like, okay, if like you're really genuine, people feel that shit. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I've
okay,
I've messaged him and stuff. He's responded back too. And also, you know, part of the reason why is because when I was so my wife and I went to Italy last year,
uh-huh.
and one of the days that we were there, I spent the day with him.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that I'm like instantly a master, obviously, as you quite well know, you know, you
Yeah.
can it's all up to the individual. It's
Yeah.
still so I still have the mindset stuff. It's all a process and I'm gonna get there, right? But
But like,
so
but that's what
I
I
did
mean
have the
though.
opportunity to hang out with him and meet him.
That's what I mean though. How fucking cool is that shit?
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know,
Met
but
his mom,
that's what I mean. Is like,
met his mom, met his dad, obviously Alessandra. And that was like right, probably like in her earlier pregnancy, you know.
yeah. And
Still
like, but like, see, like that's what I mean.
went
Is
out for
like,
dinner afterwards.
yeah, and
And
like that's cool as shit, dude. Like, you know, I was in like I didn't get to stay in Italy as long as I wanted to, but like we we're in Rome and I didn't get to meet up with Jay or anything like that, but like we were messaging back and forth like dude, like me and Jay are we're friends, dude. Like
nice.
and so like
Give you some restaurants.
but like huh?
Gave you some restaurant recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Same.
I like honestly like we talk all the time because like he knows that like you know he's shared a bunch of videos about me and all sorts of shit about like back when I was in mentoring and stuff and you know talking about like my kickboxing and all that kind of shit and I don't know, like he's always been there for me. He's always been a cool dude. But like I've been very vocal to him for years. I'm like, dude, like let me help you out. Like I like doing this kind of stuff. Like, like maybe we can work something out. And like this last time that I messaged him, he was supposed to get a hold of me this weekend and he didn't. But like the last message he sent me was he said, he's like he's super busy, which is legit. He's like, "Good morning, brother. Let me get back to you this week. I'm behind with some work these days with baby girl, and I'll write you." And it's like,
Of course.
yeah, like, and I'm
And-
like, and I like that. That's what I said. I was like, dude, yeah, like obviously no rush. Like, of
right.
course you got a kid. And it's like it's totally understandable. But like that's what I'm trying to tell Jay is like, hey man, like whether he helps me or not, I'm gonna keep building this shit up. And I'm like, hey, like for me, I like if I could do something to where like I don't know, like me and Jay could figure out something to like we work together, that'd be fucking
Elaborate. Yeah.
phenomenal. I feel like it'd be good for both of us. But if he doesn't want to, like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing my shit, and I'm just not gonna like I'm not gonna go into his room and be like, hey guys, I have a free community, come join my community. But like that's not what I'm doing. I post
No.
stuff in there and like people ask me questions and they'll be like, that's why I was curious like where you got you know like my beta clients and stuff. I was like, that post that did I say something about like, oh, I did say something about mindset coaching, but
Mhm.
like that was like the at the very beginning, like when I was still trying to figure out what exactly I was doing.
Okay.
But yeah. So
So free to stay on a little longer for you as well as if, but also I understand you probably have other things, but I just wanted to ask you sort of two things. Number one, well, number two, we'll talk about how to proceed from here. And number one, before we get off, I'm wondering if you would mind answering, since we were discussing mindset stuff, right? And I remember you said that you generally wake up at 6-ish and then do a bit of meditation.
yeah.
I'm curious about that meditation, right? Because as
So
I
I
do have experience with meditation, but it's a bit maybe different from some of the meditation that
what
traders
the
might do.
fuck?
Yeah,
I use
it
this
comes
thing
out
called,
blurry when you hold it up, but the
yeah, it's Headspace.
oh, okay.
And honestly,
So,
dude, I love this new one because it's
but is it like a meditation that's like with
guided.
intention
No.
towards what you
But
want to do,
but
or
I
is it
do
like
but I
a
do
being present with your breath type of meditation?
it's
Because there's
guided
definitely different types of meditation with
it's guided meditation, and like the one that I do is it's this course on there. It's called 365, where it's you meditate every single day, and every day it kind of adds on to it. Like at the very beginning, like I think for like the first like 30 days, it's just getting you in this routine, but then it starts teaching you different things like patience and uh
okay,
like for instance, like right now, like one of the things that it's doing is like you try to imagine like you have like the sun above you, and like you see that like you feel this warm aura, I guess, and like you want to imagine like your body's getting you can feel it going through your body, and you start like at your toes, you fill your whole body up, and it's like you analyze your body, and you feel yourself getting filled up with uh like warmth,
okay.
like a sun,
So
and
there
it
are
feels
some visualization aspects to this.
yeah, and but then like how it just started changing is instead of doing the whole body filled up, now it goes from like the sun's up here, and like you want to imagine like a soccer ball sized sun, and then like it goes down to your feet, it's in between your ankles, then like right below your belly button, like your solar plexus, your chest, your throat, your forehead, back up here, and then like you're getting to where it's like it's flowing up and down, and like you're trying to maintain your focus. But then in the classrooms I also have meditations. You should have meditations unlocked, and if you go in here, I have a friend that does mind coaching, and he also does meditations, guided meditations, and it's like it's got different things on like if you have problems with like pulling the trigger or increasing size or FOMO focus or discipline or changing mindset on losing, he's got like additional content with like dealing with a loss, advanced discipline, advanced FOMO, advanced increasing size. And he's working with me to where when I start building this stuff out, like he's gonna start giving me like discount codes for like all my members so that like if people are interested in doing mind coaching and stuff, like he'll help you. If you want like some sort of like personalized meditation, like say you have
This
uh
is one of the guys in the group you were saying? Sorry.
yeah, his name is I believe his name is Nick. Yeah, Nick Witten.
Okay.
But he's supposed to be on I'm gonna have him on a podcast here in a couple of days. Like we're supposed to get together and do that, and we're gonna start talking about how he's making meditations, and we'll do mind coaching for my students and all that kind of stuff, and I want to start blasting on social media and all that stuff. So
Nice, because I know you mentioned too that you also were into some of the stuff from Joe Dispenza.
I was in with Joe
He mentored
Dispenza, and then
one of the
I
coaches that I was talking about too, personally.
then I'm also I did some stuff with Steve Goldstein. I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
start
yeah, that's right.
to see membership courses. And so I'm gonna let you have access to my mind coaching thing. So if you go into like into school, like there's obviously like the community and like how it works is like you level up. Like if you add like good content and people like your posts or people engage in your post, it's the faster you start leveling up. When you start leveling up, it unlocks different courses or like uh different things that you can get. And so like in the start here, like you basically just post like, like I have like a few different questions, you copy and paste it, but then if you go to the classrooms, that'll show you like all the classrooms. I have like the start here, the beginner course, all that kind of stuff. But like what's going to be interesting or what I feel like you're going to find the most value in is mind coach and the meditations.
Okay.
And then on the calendar, like it'll show like at 10 a.m. on Saturdays, we have like meetups and stuff. And like that's where I'm trying to get more people to be involved in because I typically have like one or two people that show up every week. And so like what I would like to do is like I said, it's a free community. Like it'd be pretty cool if there was like 10 people in there. And like if people are like don't want like people to know that like this is their charts or whatever, like my idea is okay, if people aren't like for me, I don't give a shit. I'm very vocal and I don't really care like how people view me or whatever. Like I'm an open book. And but some people are not like me. And so I'm like, all right, well, I would like people to start sending me charts if you don't want your name to go out like hey, and I review charts live and like I feel like that will be very beneficial to a lot of different people. Like, hey, you don't want to be short in here because this is like you're short in weakness or like whatever it is. And kind of I want to start doing that and then recording the sessions and then putting those in the community so that people that aren't there live can go back and watch the recordings and all that kind of stuff. And it adds value and then slowly they'll start, growing from there. So
Cool. Love it.
and what's question
Yeah,
number two?
I see the stuff that you're saying over here. I'm in the classroom sections. I see the mind
Yeah.
coach, living the dream, and then you have to like progress through some of them in order to unlock others, right?
Which ones do you not have access to?
There's let's see, it says I've got quite a few of them, and then meditations and 30-day challenge are are blocked for now.
Okay,
That's okay.
so the meditations are blocked. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Uh, um, here, edit course, open. All right, you should have access to it now. That way you can go through all the stuff and like you said, just try it out
No, I do. Okay, thank you.
and then yeah, well, I mean it's not like like I said, I have like 29 members right now, so I'm not like really freaking out. Like when I have like 500 people, it's like, all right, hey dude, like
Love go
yes,
through it.
like
Okay.
I don't want to just give like especially like the mind coaching stuff. That's like really personal shit. Like it's like I don't want like everybody just have access to that. Like if you prove yourself and you can unlock it, cool. There you go. Like, yeah, I'll share it with you. Or like the meditations or the
Oh wow, there's a
all
lot. Stephen Goldstein, man. Wow,
yeah. But like that shit's gold, dude.
brother. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. And then going forward, like I said, like if you take a trade, just send me your chart on like a Friday, every single Friday. Send me like your stats where I can see the weekly stats, and then at the end of the month, send me like the whole like month stats and like win rate, average loss, average win, all that kind of stuff. And then yeah, we'll just start building from there. And then like I said, just focus on gap and crap. If you do trade gap and extension, really go into the classroom and like watch my 3 setups and like just fast forward to where I talk about gap and extension. And if you're gonna trade gap and extension, literally trade it like that because that's like that'll save you a fuck ton of money. Because
Right.
if you're trying to catch the top of a gap and extension, it's gonna rip your face off.
Yeah.
Just like if it doesn't set up like that, just leave it the fuck alone.
Okay.
Because
Patience.
like yeah, dude, just
Patience for
be
that
patient.
backside.
Literally, it like yes, like 100%. And like I said, it either sets up or it doesn't, and then like just having the discipline to walk away if it doesn't work.
Yeah, very important. Working
But
on
then
that.
like I said, like
One question about the charts, sending you
okay.
the charts. So, of course, we talked about like the way I showed you the one the other day. That was like your quote was the machine gun chart, which is
Yeah,
obviously something I want to try to avoid, right?
right.
But um, I trade a decent amount. I mean, obviously, the less I trade, the better, right? And the better I
Right.
trade, the better. But as far as like what charts to send you, like sending you every
Oh,
chart,
like
huh?
well, how many charts do you typically trade like each day?
I don't know, maybe a few. I mean, it depends. It depends on what's available, right? But let me like, should I just send you the ones that I think need to improve, and then also send you a couple that are the good ones? Like, just
No, at the very beginning, really, just send me everything. Even if you don't have time to annotate it, and if I have questions, I'll just ask you like about the specific chart. But like the biggest thing for you, like is try not to make that machine gun.
okay.
Like if if you how I trade the gap and crap, right? If it goes up into the golden zone, like my entry is discretionary. My risk, it's fucking set. My risk is pre-market high. I'm not saying that you have to trade like that. That's how I trade. I take an entry in the golden zone when I see something that I feel like is going to be worth trading. And then my risk is pre-market high. If I trade a pop and fell at pre-market high, the second it pops above the pre-market high and slams right down, the second the bid gets ready to leave, I slam the bid, and I'm risking the high of that the wick. That's it. If
And
it
that's likely
goes,
on like a J Slim kind of candle.
it's exactly what Jay calls Jay Slim.
Right.
Exactly. And so if it goes to a gap, if it goes over pre-market high, I don't do like what you did. I don't have a million fucking entries because that is like that's how I've got my ass absolutely annihilated. What I wait for is like I will try to top ticket, but it has to be like it's gonna be like a J Slim of like a whole dollar number. And like I needs to go with the volume. I need to see the volume acting the way that I want it to. I need to see the tape acting the way that I want it to. If I don't get the top tick, then what I do is I draw a fib in from the high of the candle, the high of day, to wherever the floor is. Like when it comes down and it starts finding a base, like I want to draw a fib in from the high of day to the base, and then I'm looking for it to start stuffing out in between the 61 and the 78 fib level. It's a lower high position. And that's the only fucking way I trade it. If it doesn't work, leave it the fuck alone. Like you're not if that did not work and it just rips through high of day, just leave it the fuck alone because it's either gonna work or it's not. And so for me, like for me personally, I have a 5 trade a day maximum. That's it. Like I don't trade because for me, you have like you have a certain amount of like brain capacity. Everybody does. And like the last thing I want is to like end the day and just look like I just fucking got in a train wreck. Like,
Yeah, been there,
no,
man.
dude, like it
But I'd
either
like to,
works or it doesn't. Like, and every day I'm not gonna make money every single day. And like that's why I have my job. Because for me, I literally don't need to make money. I don't need any of the money from the stock market. All that is just extra money that goes into, extra mortgage payments or like extra payments on my car payment or like getting myself to where like my goal is not to like have like $1 trillion. My goal right now is to not have a fucking mortgage, to not have car payments, to go and travel whenever the fuck I want to, or like take days off of work whenever I want to. That's for me, that's where like I had a huge shift. Like when I was down in Florida, my buddy told me, he's like, dude, what's enough? And like when he said that to me, like it made me stop for a second. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? What's enough? He's like, yeah, dude, like really, like think about it. Like when we first got into trading, all you wanted was $150 a day. He's like, now, dude, you're making like over $1,000 pretty easily. But like it's not enough. What's wrong with you? Like you're turning into a greedy little fucker. And he's like, and when you start doing that, it's messing up your trading. He's like, dude, if you're making three, four, $500 a day easily, like what the fuck do you need? Like you're missing something. And like that's where what I call it is life balance. Because he's right. I was missing something. I was trying to find happiness in trading stocks. I was trying to find happiness in my how much money I had. My happiness was tied to my P&L. The second I snapped out of that, I was like, fuck that, dude. You don't get to take money with you. So what the fuck does it matter how much money you have? And like I really like that was the first time in like 5 years that like I took a pause from trading. Like after that, I messaged him. I was like, dude, I think you're right. I think I need to like I call it soul searching. And I stopped trading for probably like 5 months. I went out, I bought like I'd never been to Disney World before, and I went out and I bought a year subscription to or year thing to Disney World. Dude, I took my family to every single park in Disney World in that first week, and we just started going around Florida and just having a fucking blast. And I started enjoying life where I didn't give a shit about money. And like really for me, like that was probably the most freeing thing I've ever done in my life. And I was just like, fuck, man. Like and like it made me rethink everything because like when I first started trading, I wanted a mansion, I wanted a Lamborghinis, I wanted like all this materialistic shit. And then one day it like I found this journal that I did this Dr. Dispenza thing, and I had found like my dream life is Dr. Dispenza. I meditated on it, and I did a Tony Robbins like 30-day challenge thing, and I found all the notes that I did from like 2019, and it blew my fucking mind because like I had literally created that life. my wife is exactly the woman that I fucking described in 2019. My house, dude, I live in a house that I never thought I'd ever be able to live in ever. My house in Florida was something like, dude, it's the nicest house out of anybody, uh, like anybody in my family. I really like when I started thinking about it, I was like, dude, you are fucking successful. Like you are doing great. Like, and like it broke me free. And
Learn
then
to
ever
be
since
content
then,
with
it
what you have,
just,
right?
huh? It just,
Learn to be content with what you have,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And like, dude, that was like one of the best moments of my fucking life.
Good, man. Good.
And like, I feel like that's what people need to do because like for some reason the stock market, like I feel like it does something to people because like when you see that you can make that kind of money that fast, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, at least for me, like it's fucking addictive. And
Yeah.
like, like for me, it
Me
I have
addicted.
to I have to I have to balance myself because I have a very addictive personality. And it's like for me, it's like, okay, like I'll catch myself. Like if I start getting FOMO or anything like that, it's like, okay, dude, like I can feel that as like my greed's getting kicked in because I'll see it stock up so much. I'm like I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like I can make so much. And the second I think of that, I'm like, oh fuck, dude. No, no, no. I literally get up and I walk away from the computer. And I'm like, no, no, no. Like if the second I'm daydreaming about how much money I'm gonna fucking make, no, dude. I get up and I've recognized that that is literally I'm about to have a horrible fucking day because that stock is about to fuck with my emotions. And so I get up, I walk away, I clear my head, and the first thing I ask myself is, okay, Adam, what's your setups? Gap and extension, pop and fell pre-market high, gap and crap. Well, obviously, this thing's not going to be a fucking gap and crap. So it's either going to be a pop and fell pre-market high or a gap and extension. What do I need for a pop and fell pre-market high? It's got to be right at the open. It pops over pre-market high and slams down. And I take the short.
So
Cool.
you're not
Break
sitting
in the
around waiting
high.
for flushes midday
No,
and late
no,
day
dude,
fades.
no, because like that, it's gonna fuck with your emotions. And the second you lose control of your emotions, dude, you're fucked. Like, just get away from the computer. Like, and it's literally that fucking simple. Like you can make all the excuses in the fucking world, but it does not matter. Like, it's that simple. Like, if you trade from 9:30 to like 11. That's it. Like just that's it. You make money or you don't make money. If you do like and like that's another thing that like takes a lot of time is like if you lose money, it doesn't matter. Like did you trade correctly? Yes. Cool. Then just be happy and get the fuck out of like go enjoy life.
Right.
But anyways, dude, I gotta hop off. I got another call that I gotta do. If you have any questions though, just shoot me a message, and then we'll try to, which will make it a hell of a lot easier because the other guys I work with, they're not in America, so like you and I are on the same time zone, so
Yeah, that's true.
that's gonna be so freaking nice, dude. But anyways,
All right, listen,
uh,
Adam, thank you so much for taking all this time.
yeah, no problem, man.
I'll just take it slow this week. You know, I'm coming off a red week, so I'm just gonna take it slower
Cool.
and not try to be overly
Uh,
pressured.
send me your stats from this last week and send me some of your charts so I can kind of like look at them like here in a couple hours and then kind of go from there.
All right, I gotta hop
Yeah.
off for a little while, but I'll do it a little bit later on.
Yeah, perfect. And then like next week, like I said, just like literally take a screenshot of every single stock you trade and just send it to me.
All right.
All right. Later, man.
All right, thanks again.
No
We'll talk
problem, dude.
soon. All right, have a good day.
Later.